Student loans averaging $526 a month in payments. Credit card APRs sitting above 21%. Buy now, pay later loans stacking invisibly on 59% of Gen Z phones. Auto loans, medical debt, rent that swallows half a paycheck. And when you add it all up, the average Gen Zer is now carrying $94,101 in personal debt. That is more than Millennials at $59,181. More than Gen X at $53,255. It is the highest debt load of any generation in American history at this age. For most of Gen Z, this is going to be a wake-up call that defines the next decade of their life. But for a small fraction who actually understand the rules of the system, it is leading right into one of the most powerful financial turnaround opportunities they will ever have. And we are going to walk you through exactly how to execute on it. Now, this $94,101 figure comes from a Talker research survey commissioned by Newsweek earlier this year, and the breakdown matters. Roughly $14,000 to $23,000 of it is student loans. Several thousand more is credit card debt compounding at 21% APR. A growing chunk is buy now, pay later, what regulators are now calling phantom debt because most of it is invisible to the credit bureaus. In fact, 57% of Gen Z BNPL users have already missed a payment. 41% of Gen Z runs out of money every single month. Only 22% feel financially stable. This is not a personal failure. This is a structural setup. You see, the reason Gen Z's debt load looks so different from prior generations is that it hits earlier and it compounds faster. Take a $5,000 credit card balance at 22% APR, for example. If you only make minimum payments, that balance does not disappear. It quietly grows into something closer to $15,000 over the course of 7 years. The New York Fed in February confirmed what they called a K-shaped economy, where headline delinquency numbers look fine, but Gen Z is transitioning into 90-day credit card delinquency at 3 times the rate of Americans in their 60s. Now, this is not the first time a generation has been buried under structural debt. The early 1980s produced a cohort of young Americans crushed by double-digit interest rates and stagnant wages. The early 1990s recession froze an entire class of graduates out of the housing market. Each time, the people who came out wealthier on the other side were not the ones with higher salaries. They were the ones who understood the mechanics of the system they were operating inside of. But here is what is structurally different this time. In prior cycles, debt was mostly visible. Today, 36% of Gen Z is using BNPL for groceries and gas. Loans are stacking invisibly. Minimum payments are designed by issuers to maximize interest revenue, not to help borrowers pay off principal. The system profits every single month you stay stuck. This is why Money Management International just reported a 26% jump in counseling volume from adults aged 21 to 30, walking in carrying an average of $19,283 in unsecured debt. So here is what disciplined action actually looks like. The playbook has 6 steps. Step 1, audit every single debt. Balance, APR, minimum payment, all in one spreadsheet. Most people skip this step, and that is exactly why most people stay in debt. Step 2, choose your method. The Avalanche attacks the highest APR first and saves more interest mathematically. The Snowball attacks the smallest balance first and builds psychological momentum. Pick the one you will actually finish. Step 3, the 0% APR balance transfer. Cards from Citi, Wells Fargo, and Chase are currently offering up to 21 months at 0 interest with a 3 to 5% transfer fee. On a $5,000 balance, that fee runs $150 to $250 one time, against more than $1,100 in interest you would otherwise pay every single year. The math is not close. Step 4. Decide between consolidation and settlement. A consolidation loan trades multiple high APR debts for one lower fixed rate. Settlement, by contrast, will drop your credit score by 100 points or more and stay on your report for 7 years. Settlement is a last resort, never a strategy. Step 5. Stack income. Bankrate's most recent survey puts the average side hustle income at $885 a month. The median is much lower at around $200, so this requires real effort. AI-assisted freelancing, mobile notary work, and digital products currently offer the highest hourly return. Step 6. Protect your credit while you climb out. Get utilization below 30%, ideally below 10%. The authorized user trick, what LendingTree's Matt Schultz called rocket fuel for credit scores, can move a thin file borrower past 700 in as little as 45 days if the primary holder has a clean history. Now expect a rough middle. Around month 9 is where most people people break. The initial motivation has faded, the finish line is not yet visible, and one unexpected emergency can pull the entire plan apart. This is why an emergency buffer of even $500 to $1,000 matters before you go aggressive on payoff. Now look at where this puts you. Most people who execute every step of this playbook are debt-free within 24 to 36 months. Most people who do not are still making minimum payments a decade from now. The system has rules. Once you know them, you can beat them. Thank you for watching.